Hello, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing you to Randy Roberts. Of course, you guys have to know who Randy Roberts is by now. He's been in this business 20 years because I feel like I've learned so much from you. Tell me a little bit about you and your story. I know that you have worked in tech. You worked a huge operation all over the United States and maybe abroad. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I am a retired IT telecom employee with 32 years service. My mother and father met at the same company. I retired to never work harder. So I've been in this business 2.5 years, and we've built what I think is a pretty dynamic and rapidly growing organization. So we're very proud of that.
Now, when I first spoke with you, I met you at the curbside dinner at the Clean Show. And you and Paul were first getting into this business, and I was like, well, are you sure you want to do this? But you had a small laundry, you closed down one facility and completely dedicated that to pickup and delivery. But at the beginning, you were all about just what can I get? Where can it come from? It didn't matter. And I remember that you were more focused on residential. And then we had a big talk. And you want to tell me about that talk?
So we're opportunistic. We want to find the opportunity that finds us. So we service both residential customers as well as commercial customers. And what we found is, people commercially, they found us. And when they find us, we do pretty well with them. So the residential side of business has continued to grow year over year. When I look at the business, we measure both the commercial and the residential. And what we found is that these commercial customers seem to procure in a very robust fashion. So if you pick up 20 pounds from a residential customer, it's probably 200 pounds from a commercial customer. And they tend to repeat more because of their business models and they have a need. So we think we've done pretty good there. We're proud of our team that's really helped enable us and the work that they do every day. And that's where we're sitting today. So we're continuing to grow at a very rapid pace. There's some reasons why I think that's the case.
I'll be honest with you. You seem like a guy who's been in this business for 20 plus years. And people out here who are just now starting to get into this business, I would have to say you have to work hard. I know that. But you've done things very uniquely. You have a secret formula that I think that has transcended this industry. And I mean, I know that I'm on a masterminds call with you. I was lucky to get on that, and I've learned so much from all those guys. They're
great team.
Great team. And it's funny, you are one of the big leaders in that masterminds call that a lot of people learn from. And I've noticed that you started with just washers and dryers. Now, when did you think that you would have to get a folding machine?
Well, in the corporate world, what I learned is every year you're going to be asked to do a certain amount more, 30, 50, 70% more. And coming from a sales background, those are very difficult things to do year over year. And so we got to a point where we had so many people in the laundromat that we couldn't keep up with the folding. So that was the weak link. So at that point, we had sat down and we had done some reviews, and we went to the Clean Show where we obviously met you and Kent Wales out at Happy Laundry, who I really have appreciated growing in my relationship with. And he came in and he said, hey, well, I will tell you, Rick Rome and myself were sitting here and we were talking, and Rick and I had this machine and we were both dead stuck on it. And I won't mention the brand, but we were really focused in on this. And we left the Clean Show, and I'm talking with my cousin and saying, hey, this is the direction we want to go. And I got back from it, and I picked up the phone and talked to Kent, and I said, this is what we're going to do. And I'm really excited about it. And Kent said, did you look at this machine? And I said, no. He said, well, you better make a phone call, and here's why. And he gave me the reasons why. And as we did that, I went and I talked to Fulltex, obviously, and what came about was their machine was a little bit different. So we went to a high production facility and we talked with the general manager there, and he said, This is the only machine that works all the time. Everything else in here needs high amounts of maintenance. So, and he had two of them side by side, and right beside it was one of the machines I was looking at, and it was down.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of a case in point. And so we left that meeting, and this machine, apples to apples, is probably priced higher than some of the other ones. But what is amazing about it is it's like I call it a Toyota Camry. Runs all the time. You put brakes on it, put gas and oil in it, and put tires on it, and the thing runs forever. That's really what I believe we bought, and that's why we bought it. So that was kind of our first big step in evolution. And we've made a few since, as you know.
The evolution of Columbus Express Laundry. So you've gone from closing a facility, closing a laundromat, making it a private facility, and then now you have a Fotex folder.
Yeah. So I guess I should probably tell you we had to take out washing machines to put that in. So it's under 2,000 square foot facility. We pulled out 10 top loader, your favorite washers of all time. And
Boat anchors.
under a controlled environment, they work and they work well. In a public laundromat,
Not so much.
probably a little bit of a challenge. So we pulled those out, put the Fotex in. We fit it through 2 doors, and we were the first ones with that specific machine in the U.S. So I'm proud to be the first in that, just so you know.
I got my second.
So
Anyway, so you've gone from the Fotex, and then you decided, hey, I'm spending a lot of money on chemical. What do I do? And you hooked up with a company, and you got chemical injection.
yeah, so through some of these calls that we have, I've met a lot of people, and I met a gentleman by the name of Kyle Reynolds, and he spoke with me in regards to what he was doing, how he thought it could help me. I have been looking universally for a product that I believed would help me do that, and through injection. And we struggled for a year to find somebody, one, that was probably willing to do it with us because of the size business we are, and number 2, had the capability to help us find the right chemicals, the right blends, the right quantities for the size machines that we use to help us run our business. And we found that.
Outstanding. Now brings you to the broader question. So it looks like you're getting ready to close down this closed facility that you closed down the laundromat from. Where are you going?
So we are in a facility that we are out, and currently we are outgrowing. And so we are currently under a project that's going to take us and give us more than double the space. It's going to allow us to
Have a warehouse?
Yeah, it might be known as a warehouse. And what I'll say is we're going to make this a much more commercially focused facility with its capabilities, its machinery sizes. As you know, we're adding an ironer to the current mix right now.
Let's talk about that. So you're going to have a Fotex, you're going to have an ironer to complement your Fotex.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to have 450G washers. Did I hear that correctly or no?
So we are currently working on our washing and drying, both brand and capabilities. But what I will tell you is we're going to move to a space which is a higher spin out than some of the current 100, 200G equipment that we currently have.
Yeah.
So
Now, what's the benefit of a higher G force in a washing machine?
So what it does is it does a couple things. One is commercial machinery that gives you the capability to program it before you even talk about G's is more important. So how long you can spin things out for, how long you can soak them for, how long you can inject them for, how many cycles you can run. All of those things are super important. But the spin out, what that does is it's going to take more of the water, more of the moisture out of it, and it's going to enable the dryers to work less. So we can work with the same amount of drying capacity, and we can decrease the amount of time the items spin in there.
Now, does this help with the ironer as well? You take it right out of the washer and go straight to the ironer?
So they call that condition when you take it from the washer and put it in the dryer before you put it in the ironer, I believe. And what this allows you to do is not have to condition some of the components. If you can spin them out to a certain level of dryness, then you can take them directly from the washer and put them into the ironer reducing a step in the process.
So you need what, about 20% of water?
So I don't know the exact percentage, but what I'll say is with these 450G, 400G machines, you're going to be able to spin it out at a high enough rate, the water, where you can take it straight to it. If the percentage 20, 30, 15, that's probably based upon how quickly you want to run it through the machine. And we're not there yet to totally understand that, but we see significant value in taking the dryer out of the process, because right now in our current facility, drying is a key link that for some of the products that we're finishing, it takes an extended amount of time and slows us up in the process. So anything we can pull out of that is going to make us more efficient.
Randy, what's your favorite band of all time?
Led Zeppelin.
Of all time.
No pause.
What's your favorite laundry detergent?
Citrus Plus by Aura.
What's your favorite washing machine?
Continental Girbau.
Who's your favorite person on social media?
Jodan Reed.
Oh, well, no. What's your favorite book of all time?
Value Selling.
Okay.
By Tom O'Reilly.
What was the last book you read?
Randy Pausch in The Last Lecture.
What's your favorite city?
San Diego, California. I had to think about that for about 2 seconds.
Who's your favorite sports team?
Basketball would be the Boston Celtics. Football, we only have one professional team in Ohio, and it's not the Bungles, it's not the Browns, it's the Buckeyes, right? So in football, it would be that, and baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers for some reason. My father was from Los Angeles.
Who's your favorite Kentucky Derby winner of all time? Let's see if you know anything about horse racing.
I don't know enough about it, so I could pick. What's Secretariat?
Everybody says Secretariat. 1973 Triple Crown winner.
Like I know more than I do.
No, of course. Do you like cigars?
No.
What's your favorite drink?
I have one drink that I have drank for probably,
I don't know how you do it.
the last 10 years or so, and it's a double Fireball on the rocks. I can last all night with one of them, and it just melts in the ice. I'm a cheap date.
What's your favorite soft drink?
Probably Sprite, Starry now maybe.
Okay.
Non-caffeinated.
Well, you got a glimpse of who Randy Roberts is. Any more questions? Do you ride motorcycles?
I do not. I'm bad enough on 4 wheels, my wife would say, so I don't do 2 wheels.
But you do like cars.
I'm a big car guy.
And we'll find out what's your favorite car of all time.
What I would say a Mercedes-Benz SL55 or SL63, naturally aspirated.
You have expensive taste. Well, that's Randy Roberts. I'm glad you got to meet him. I'm glad you guys got to meet him. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, like and subscribe. Hit the like button.